everybody, welcome back. It's of course Sport Federation TV, where we carry on talking about sport in the Western Cape. It's great to have you with us. And of course, as you know, our provincial sports structures are really thriving. Lots of competitions. A lot of our athletes coming through the provincial ranks and now going to nationals. And in some cases, even going to world championships. Of course, we know that next year is an Olympic year, and a lot of athletes will be preparing now already to make their various rankings. As you know, of course, judo has got their national championships at Belhar this weekend. You can get down there this Saturday. But in studio with me now, and he's no stranger to Sport Federation TV, Anton Botha and Chloe Smith from Western Cape Tug of War. Anton, Chloe, welcome.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Anton, this is not your first time in the studio, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, and Chloe, this is your first time in the studio.
Yes, that's correct.
All right, well, let's start with you because I think all our fans and viewers know Anton so well already. We don't have to introduce you. You do tug of war yourself,
Yes.
but you're a coach. But before we get to that, when did you start doing tug of war?
Originally, I started when I was 10 years old.
10 years old?
Yes.
Okay.
But I think when I was like about 16, I stopped for some time, and then about 3 or 4 years ago, I started again. Yes.
And what got you started in tug of war?
The club had kind of dwindled a little bit. So my mom is the coach of our club for the ladies side.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So when the club had dwindled, she had then asked if I could maybe just come back and help out because we had gotten a few new people in. So.
But I mean, when you were 10,
Yes.
10 years old, what made you start pulling?
My dad was doing the tug of war for the police at that time, and
Right.
so roped in the whole family.
They
with
roped
it.
in the whole
Yeah.
family. Okay, they roped in the whole family. Anton, is this something that happens a lot, that the tug of war runs in the family?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the family sport. Lots of times it starts with the kids at school, and then mum and dad becomes involved. Either start pulling themselves
Yeah.
or officials. So yeah, it's
And
great
then-
family sport.
So when you say there are a lot of kids at school, I mean, you've got a lot of active school teams doing tug of war.
Yeah, we've just passed the 100 mark. 102 schools now in total, so it's growing great.
At what sort of age do kids start? I mean, we know that Chloe started pulling at the age of 10 already.
Well, actually, grade R. So basically, the prescription is they must be 6 years old. So it's from 6 years old till under 19 at schools level. Kids in primary school, of course, they pull barefoot, and then
Yeah.
like similar to rugby in boots when they get to high school.
Well, I mean, other than when you say kids, okay, so kids doing tug of war, they're doing barefoot tug of war. What do you need? What do you need to be able to do tug of war? You need a rope, shorts, and a t-shirt.
Yeah, barrier
Pretty
to
much.
entry is very low, but
Yeah.
pretty much the rope, and they use the same shirts as either the soccer shirts or the rugby shirts.
Yeah.
There they go.
So, Chloe, when you started, before we get into your coaching thing, is there a certain position on the rope that the players have? Because when we see tug of war, we just see 8 people in a row, but we don't really know, except for the person at the back and the person in the front, we don't
Yeah.
really know the difference. Is there a difference?
Yes, there definitely is a difference. So you'll have someone who would maybe specialize a bit more on a number 7 position, and then you have people who just specialize a bit more in between, and then we have what we call our front pullers.
Yeah.
So it depends. I'm a front puller, so I pull more in the front than what I would pull middle to back. So yes.
What makes a good tug of war? As Anton will tell me I've met some of your world champions, your guys that have competed, and if you shake hands with someone who's doing tug of war and they've
Rough hands.
got these massive calluses and they're really strong and they've got strong backs, they've got strong legs, they've got their entire sort of kinetic chain is really strong. What makes a good tug of war person?
Good attitude, good discipline, and listening to critique is also what makes a good athlete.
So, Anton, is that going on what Chloe was saying? She's mentioning things like cardio and that. At a tug of war club, do the guys do more things than just pull rope? Do they go for a jog? Do they do sprints? And
They normally start with a jog prior to practicing. We, of course, propagate that they do their own fitness and cardio at home.
yes.
And 2 to 3 times a week they get together. But then we focus more, the run is for a warm-up, and then we focus more on the rope work. I always say your tuggers are not necessarily big. It's very similar to a triathlete.
Yeah.
You need to do all the cardio, but you also need to do certain strength exercises as well. So
Yeah.
that good balance. Strong core, absolutely strong. You just spoke about the legs and the back, totally that, but then definitely the cardio it takes a lot out of you a pull. So
Yeah.
you need to be very, very fit.
And also just for that recovery time, I mean, you're doing one pull, you get off the field, and then you must be ready to take on the next one as well. So, and that's where the cardio also helps a lot, is to help with that recovery time to make sure that you are at your best again for the next one.
Well, I'm so glad to hear you say that, because today we don't hear a lot of coaches, and you can see that you're speaking the language of a coach now. We don't really hear a lot of people speaking about the fact that recovery is probably your most important element to winning a medal.
Yes, 100%.
So as a coach, what are the kind of things that you bring into your, do you talk to your team about things like sleep and nutrition and get some rest and do your homework?
Yes, so I know Anton definitely advocates for our vitamins.
Yeah.
He always makes sure that, you know, when we do our little kringiki after practice and stuff like that, make sure that you take your vitamins. Being sick and then just having a week off because you were sick, even that, you lose a lot of fitness just in that 1 week alone. So we definitely advocate to make sure that you are eating right, getting your sleep, and also ensure that you are staying healthy throughout
And
the year.
what about the team dynamics? Anton, let me ask you then, from a team point of view, you obviously have to, I mean, with Chloe, and Chloe's a coach, but you've got managers as well. Do you also need to think about the team dynamics? You're 8 players, you have to have a team captain and a vice captain, and they have to gel, because clearly the thing about tug of war is that you all got to be pulling at the same time.
Yeah, we always say tug of war is the ultimate team sport, and the team dynamics, if one is not happy in the team, it just upsets the whole team.
Yeah.
That one bad link can cause you to lose the match or lose the game or lose the competition.
Yeah.
So you need to, and that's pretty much the manager's job, you know, good cop, bad cop, he's got a certain role. The team captain, of course, more motivating in terms of the team, the coach giving more stick. So it's totally a team effort from management side as well.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Let's talk about the competition stuff quickly. For tug of war, you guys have obviously, especially the Western Cape, as far as we know, because we focus on the Western Cape. But you've had really some incredible tug of war events in the Western Cape. You've had a World Championships down here. You've got, I believe, another one coming in Hartenbos, if I've got it correct. And you also had one recently. You've had athletes now going to Switzerland for the World Championships as well. But if high performance, high caliber events seems to be regularly on your calendar.
Yes, our season basically, our junior season is separate, that's a summer sport. And then from April we have what we call the club season, which is basically for 3 months. And then towards the end of June we start with a high performance season.
Yeah.
And that is then regions against regions.
Chloe, from a team point of view and a coach point of view, you obviously have to think all the time about what are you preparing for? What's your next event? What is your next event?
Currently, so it is our off-season at the moment.
Yeah.
So pretty much during your off-season, it's never really an off-season. So now you focus on your strength training, your cardio and all of that. But we do have test camps coming up, the 18th and the 25th of November, I believe. And that is also in preparation for our national teams that will be going to Germany next year.
So you're going to Germany next year? What is that for? Is it tell us about that?
World Championships next year.
World
It's also the qualifying event for the World Games, which is in 2025.
Yes.
Always the year after the Olympics. So we are, of course, in the World Games. So we're hoping to qualify next year in Germany for the 2025 World Games.
So you've had a lot of success with some of your junior athletes at the World Championships now in Switzerland. Will those same athletes be potentially, are you hoping to see those same athletes stay in the circle and get to the World?
Yes,
Yeah.
we are in the lucky position that we only losing 2 or 3 in those teams that did well this year.
Because they're growing up.
Absolutely, and that's also the sustainability. That's
Yeah.
what we work on. They, of course, need to go through the system again, do well at the junior championships, etc. But if all goes well, we have the same faces there, and they will, well, the boys can't do better. They are the current world championships.
It's incredible. I'm
unreal.
always blown away by listening to the success of tug of war. And I think you've also told us that tug of war, I think you said it was the very first Olympic sport code.
Correct.
And
yeah.
South Africa was the first team?
Team sport 1904.
1904, which is unbelievable. But and I often have to brag to people about the success of our tug of war team. And I really think that it's for the fans, for the folks that are watching, if you're watching me right now, you should know that our South African team has got multiple world titles. Am I right?
That's 100% correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially our ladies, they are very, very good.
Yeah, Chloe, so Of course, you guys have got a lot of work to do off-season now. For you as a coach, are you going to be WhatsApping your players, checking in on them, keeping them connected?
Yes, so definitely, I mean, because we tend to work on our own, in our own fitness and stuff like that, we do have a bit of a WhatsApp group to make sure that everyone's mindsets are correct, that everyone's, preparing for whatever they want to achieve at the end of the day. So, yeah, like Anton says, I hope to see a lot more of those faces, or all of those faces again next year, going with us to Germany.
And of course, Anton, if anybody wants to start tug of war, they can find a school, find a club, and start pulling.
Go to our website. All the numbers are there.
Yep.
Contact the closest club or region, and we'll get you going.
And just give us the website. Is it the South African Tug of War?
SA Tug of War. Just
SA
Google SA Tug of War, and you'll get all the
SA
information
Tug of
there.
War, fantastic stuff. It's an incredible sport. We love the success, and you guys as Western Cape just keep getting stronger and stronger all the time. And it's so impressive to see the team of people behind you, the likes of Barry Sparnat and Quibby Phillip. You guys really are amazing structure. So, Chloe, fantastic. First time to have us in the studio with you. We hope to see that you get in here with us again soon with your sponsor's name and everything on the kit, and maybe some of your athletes that we'll give them, make them famous.
Most definitely, I look forward to it.
Yeah. And Anton, of course, on your side, it goes without saying, a fantastic job. We're always so happy to be talking to you, because you guys really do an amazing job.
Thank you. Thank you for all your support as well.
There we go.
Thank you.
There we go, folks. Western Cape Tug of War. Wow, we've got our athletes coming through the ranks. They're going to world championships, winning world championships. It's just an incredible sport. So why don't you find yourself, or if you want to find yourself involved in tug of war, and it's easy to do, low barrier to entry, then just go and visit South African Tug of War's website, and you can get yourself involved. That's a wrap from us this evening. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place, and fantastic sporting weekend. Bye-bye.